Live from downtown Macon, this is WGXA News live on YouTube.
Good evening, Middle Georgia. I'm Greg Lloyd. Amanda Peralta has the night off. We want to thank you for watching WGXA News live on YouTube. Right now, many of you are making plans for Friday night and Memorial Day weekend, so let's get right to that forecast for you. Meteorologist Ryan Mirando is live just outside the WGXA studio on this beautiful afternoon and joins us for a preview of what we can expect this weekend. Hey, Ryan.
Hi, Greg. Yeah, all eyes right now are on the coastal storm that's moving across South Carolina right now on satellite radar, showing that rain and the clouds moving them. It has brought us below average temperatures today with a bit of a breeze, but it's rather a beautiful Friday for us. It really does feel comfortable out here. Temperatures mostly into the mid to upper 70s, 77 degrees in Macon, 76 in Warner Robins, 75 in Edenton, and 76 degrees in Americus. So this is also bringing us below average temperatures today as this coastal storm gets closer. For the rest of your Friday night, temperatures will start into the 70s, 74 degrees by 7 o'clock, 67 by 9, and then 63 degrees at 11 o'clock. And we'll keep the breeze for the rest of their Friday night. So really looking ahead of what's coming up, it's all about this coastal storm, which will definitely give us a breezy weekend. However, it's all about the track for the clouds and rain. I'll break it all down for you coming up in your full forecast when I come inside. Greg?
All right, thank you so much, Ryan. Well, you know, most of us know that Memorial Day lands on the last Monday of every May. That's a widely known fact, but less known is how the holiday, recognized mainly as a time of solemn remembrance of those who served our country, got its start. The first observance occurred back in 1868, then known as Decoration Day. It was intended to honor Union soldiers who died during the Civil War. Though many claim credit for first observing the day, the daughter of one fallen Civil War veteran, Mary Ann Williams, is believed to be the first. It's now a day to remember all who fought and died in service to our country. This weekend may wind up being the busiest for air travel since the pandemic. TSA says it's processed more than 2.6 million people since yesterday, the highest since Thanksgiving. Today is shaping up to be even busier. TSA agents say today is the busiest morning they've ever had at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson. They screened there more than 31,000 travelers between 3 and 8 this morning. Nationwide, the agency expects to screen more than 10 million people this weekend. The skies will be busy, so will the highways. AAA predicts more than 37 million people will hit the road over the Memorial Day weekend. And AAA is making it safer to travel this weekend for drivers who may have too much to drink. They're activating their Tow-to-Go program in Georgia. When called, the Auto Club Group dispatches a tow truck to transport the driver and their vehicle to a safe location within a 10-mile radius. Tow-to-Go is active now until 6 in the morning on Tuesday the 30th. Georgians can call the number on their screen for a safe ride. The program is designed, though, to be a last resort. AAA says drivers should make a plan in advance to get home if they think they may become impaired. Since its inception, Tow-to-Go has removed more than 25,000 impaired drivers from the road. While adult leaders are working to curb crime in Macon, it's the city's youth who are becoming more and more affected by it. Teen homicides were nearly 3 times higher in 2022 than they were in 2021 and 2020. Tonight in this week's Project Macon, our Brittany Miller sat down with a teen who's sharing what violence in Macon looks like from her perspective.
This is a handful of the 25 people who've been killed in Macon so far this year. Some of their photos look like they could have come out of a yearbook, and they just may have, because all of these boys are teens. Some of them still students at the time of their young death.
I know 2 people that were supposed to graduate with us. They both died the same way. They were shot in the head. 6
teenagers were killed in 2020 and 2021, but in 2022, that number jumped to 16, nearly tripling from the years prior.
Makes me not want to be here. Makes me want to move somewhere else or like go somewhere else. And I know violence is everywhere, but 16 people that I've probably been in the same room as, been in the same space as, may have gone to the same school as, it's far too close to home to not feel it.
Jasmine remembers a time she was on the phone with a friend and could hear gunshots ringing out in his neighborhood. She says they were so loud, she instinctively ducked.
The next morning, we found out that a boy in my grade had been killed just a street over. So those were the gunshots that we heard.
At 18 years old, Jasmine Revels is older than 4 out of the 5 teens who've been killed so far this year. She's a senior, graduating from Northeast High School. Jasmine describes her childhood as,
I'd say pretty bad, pretty bad.
She says she had to grow up fast. Her father is incarcerated and she no longer has a relationship with her mother. Despite the traumas of her adolescence, Jasmine is the valedictorian of her class. But even though she's allowed her self-described trauma to propel her forward, she says some of those same traumas are what pull others down.
That's why I feel like so many of us turn out the way that we do, because we're so angry from things that are happening to us at home that we go out into the world and we don't know what to do with that anger. We don't know how to cope with it.
She believes from her own experience, the way to change the tide is through mental health treatment in the classroom, so it can be accessible to everyone.
Starting as early as elementary school, letting students know that they have an outlet, letting them talk about the things that they feel without silencing them or kind of making them think that everything's okay when it's not.
Jasmine says in a perfect world, these kinds of safe spaces and coping skills could be developed at home. But unfortunately, for students just like Jasmine, the world at home is far from perfect.
If you're growing up your whole life and every other day you're losing a family member, you know, you're 6 years old and you've already been to 8 funerals, that does damage. And the fact that we fail to recognize that, or the fact that the people that should be helping us, they fail to recognize that or acknowledge that or pretend like everything's okay, it's not fair to us, because then we grow up in situations where we become more violent or we become victims of violence.
Reporting for Project Macon, Brittany Miller, WGXA News.
Jasmine says she owes being able to take a different path to counselors and groups like the Mentors Project that were in her corner, nudging her in the right direction. By the way, she is on her way to Haverford College in Pennsylvania on a full scholarship. Tonight, Bibb deputies are investigating an early morning shooting. Deputies say a 20-year-old was outside a home on Worsham Avenue when someone opened fire, hitting the man several times. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. There's no word on a suspect yet, and investigators are looking into what led to that shooting. We'll continue to follow this and bring you updates on air and online. Anthony Baldwin Jr., the man shot by a Bibb County deputy this week, has been arrested for a 2022 murder. In November of last year, Claudette Brown was driven to the hospital after being shot several times. Now, Baldwin faces charges of murder, aggravated assault, and probation violation. He was taken into custody after his release from the hospital after being shot by a deputy on Wednesday. A Macon woman was arrested after fighting deputies and supposedly stealing a person's wallet. Quintessia Coley is accused of taking a person's wallet at Riverside Children's Center and making a Cash App transaction on their debit card. When deputies confronted Coley, they say she attacked them, but she was eventually arrested. Coley faces theft and obstruction charges. And a reminder, if there's a story you think we need to know about, call the WGXA viewer tip line. Breaking news, weather, just anything that you think we can help you with, call our tip line at 478-216-8688. Macon Bibb property owners, they will soon be receiving new value assessments. Now, the value shown on your assessment will be as of January 1st of this year. Taxes owed will be based on the 2022 millage rate, but will include the impact of a $5 million reduction as a part of Mayor Lester Miller's tax cut, which is still waiting to be approved. County leaders say the actual taxes owed on a property may change from the estimate in the notice due to the final approval of the millage rates by commissioners and the Board of Education. The notices advise that property owners in Macon may appeal a property evaluation by filing a written appeal within 45 days of the notices. The city of Milledgeville is making some headway in solving the water crisis that on multiple occasions has left people without running water for days. This week, city council members unanimously approved a proposal engineering agreement. Now, that would update the water facility, but it's going to take some time. The city says a construction agreement will hopefully be passed around this time next year. The project expected to cost $80 million. However, had the city followed through with plans back in 2020, that price tag would have been approximately $40 million. Council member Walter Reynolds says part of the project funding will mean water and sewer rate increases, but says those increases will allow the city to designate $1 million a year for distribution improvements and repair. Today was the last day of a three-part series by Macon Mental Health Matters to help those struggling to get the information they need. They held a discussion at Just Tapped in downtown and addressed health issues with today's focus on relationships.
So some things that people can do to improve their mental health include having relationships with people, just friendships, right? Spending time with the people that you really care about, making sure you understand how to identify people who add to your mental health, who support your mental health.
The first two parts of the series focused on men and women's mental health. Well, folks, it is Game Changer Friday, and this week Carlos Stevens is highlighting a Division I athlete from Dublin who is changing lives around Middle Georgia.
She's a difference maker.
Let's go, go!
A difference maker on the track. Softball and basketball, but Caitlin Nesbitt isn't stopping there. She volunteers with numerous organizations. She gives back with her travel ball team, hosts clothing drives with her beta club, and helps her church by meeting people in the community to buy them groceries. It's an impact Nesbitt calls bigger than her, but she says she does it to please God.
I want to impact people, to maybe have a relationship with him because he helps me through a lot, and I just want to get in heaven.
And her head softball coach, Todd Hogan, believes her mindset is an early start to getting her there.
Her Christian beliefs. That's one big thing in this world we need right now. Athletes can change a community, and with the way she talks about reading scripture, putting God first. You know, it's always say you put God first, you put family second at the end of the day, and that's how she does it.
While Nesbitt takes her religious beliefs seriously, she knows there's more to do.
Taking grades in school is serious. Like, some people just take it as like a joke, but like it can impact your future, and like making good decisions while in school will also help you when you're an adult.
And as Nesbitt continues to soar into her bright future, Coach Hogan believes there's nothing but greatness that awaits her.
She's got about every tool that you can think of that's in that bag when you're looking for an athlete. But this young lady has got the world in her hands. If she will just keep on the path she's on, chase that dream that she wants to chase, she's going to be on TV playing one day.
And that's your Game Changer of the Week. Congrats, Caitlin. Central Georgia, thank you for the nominations and keep them coming. Reporting in Dublin, I'm Carlos Stevens, WGXA Sports.
Thank you, Carlos. And Warner Robins firefighters held their boots out today for a good cause. The department hosted a boot drive to raise money for the Georgia Burn Foundation. The organization provides support at no cost to fire survivors and their families.
We're real excited. We decided to do a weekend boot drive for Georgia Burn Foundation. This is the first time we've ever done it. It's been around for like 35 years, and I've been seeing it at conferences and things like that. So I brought it to the fire department and said, hey, what do y'all think about doing a weekend to support the Burn Foundation? And everybody was on board with it.
Now, the boot drive runs through 6 o'clock tonight at the Walmart on Watson Boulevard. If you missed your chance to donate, you can also do so through the Georgia Firefighters Burn Foundation online. Well, you may have heard the acronym GOAT stands for the greatest of all time. Well, that's exactly what one mid-state teenager says about goats. Tonight on The Farm, we learn about this remarkable young man who looks for no other benefit in raising goats than just enjoying the animals.
Feed the goats in the morning before school and make sure their coats look good, their eyes look good, so there's not any sickness and infection. I have to keep them regularly up to date on their medications and stuff.
Ethan Bertram's days start early and extend well beyond the soon-to-be high school seniors' normal hours filled with studying and working part-time.
Then I have to routinely keep their pen clean because they like chewing and playing with stuff, so they'll end up breaking fences and messing up our fences and stuff and cutting themselves on that, so I had to keep them on check with that. I don't mind doing it. I mean, I've been doing it for so long. It's just been part of my routine. I also just love doing it.
But he doesn't take on the extra work because anyone makes him. It's all done out of his love for these 3 Nigerian dwarf goats.
This one's Sybil, this one's Pickles, and then we have Spunky. Like I said, every single goat has their own little personality. Spunky is very playful. he was a little boy and he was just running around the pen and everything. I taught him how to fist bump. Sybil, she's definitely more of your sociable animal. Any new person, she'll come up to you, she'll lick you. Pickles is definitely more of an introvert. She starts liking like certain people. There's like a hand select few of people that she actually likes. When I was a little kid, my mom could tell you this, but we went to the petting zoo down at the Perry Fair, and they had little goats there, and I wanted to trade I wanted to trade our family dog for one of the goats, and I just always liked goats. They were my favorite animal. Everyone else's favorite animal, lion, tiger. No, I love goats.
Before this trio, Ethan had 2 goats that he raised and loved for years, until tragedy struck.
They got killed we had 2 rabid pit bulls come through. Someone dropped them off down the road, and they jumped our fence and killed both of our goats in the middle of the night.
But little did Ethan know his church family felt his hurt and came up with a plan to try and ease his pain.
My church actually bought me these goats as a Christmas present because they knew how much I love goats.
Ethan serves as an FFA officer at Mary Persons High, and he's part of the award-winning land judging team.
We had won the area competition for that, which sent us to state, and then we got first in the state where I got high individual, which means I had the best score out of everyone in Georgia who competed, and that sent us to the national competition in Oklahoma.
Ethan plans to make land surveying his career, but he also feels certain that goats will remain a part of his future.
When I'm older, I definitely want to have goats. Goats are different. They've got a lot more personality to them, and they're each interesting to themselves.
Coming up is a big weekend. It's also very important as we have Memorial Day on Monday, and it's really going to be a below average weekend as all eyes are on that coastal storm. Tomorrow, the winds are really going to pick up, winds gusting up to about 25 miles per hour, and there could be a stray shower for areas east of Macon through the evening hours, but it's a cool 73 degrees for the high. That's 15 degrees below average. On Sunday, it's still breezy but partly cloudy, warming up to 79 degrees. And then Monday on Memorial Day, that's really the best day out of the holiday weekend. Low humidity, beautiful, 82 degrees, but even that storm is still affecting our temperatures today. We're still below average, 77 degrees in Macon, 75 in Edenton, 73 in Thomaston, 76 in Americus, and 75 degrees in Dublin. So temperatures tomorrow running around 5 degrees cooler than today. And it's all thanks to this coastal storm that's continuing to push through, really coming up across the coast of South Carolina right now. This is shifting winds for us out of the northeast, and they're really going to be staying that way through most of the weekend, and that's going to bring in the cooler weather. So tracking out some of the storm, by tomorrow afternoon, notice we might have a small chance of some showers for areas east of Macon around 6 o'clock tomorrow. Most of us should stay dry as the track is moving far enough eastward. On Sunday, the winds slightly diminish, but they'll still be pretty strong, a lot more sunshine, and then as we head into Monday, the winds will shift out of the west, and then we'll climb temperatures back into the 80s. So it'll be a nicer day really for Monday. So really breaking this down, tomorrow those winds will be gusting up to about 25 miles per hour out of the north. We could get a stray shower in the evening for areas east of Macon. On Sunday, it's still breezy, winds only up to about 15 miles per hour with more sun. So if you have any plans outside, you may see some winds that knock it over. But on Monday, really the warmest day as those winds begin to relax. So if you have a day on the lake tomorrow, it is going to be a cooler day. 57 degrees at 7 o'clock, 69 by 1 o'clock, going for high of 73 degrees. And again, it will be on the breezier side for tomorrow. So in your 10-day forecast, it's windy with a stray shower east as that storm passes over us. 73 degrees for the high. On Sunday, the winds slightly diminish, partly cloudy, 79 degrees, but Monday's the best day out of the holiday weekend. 82 degrees with low humidity, and then begins the warming trend. On Tuesday, warming back up, 85 degrees. Wednesday, some more humidity, some small rain chances in the afternoon, 86 degrees. Thursday, 87, partly cloudy. And Friday, June sizzle, the high 90 degrees. So lastly, here's your Harrison's Body Shop Fish and Game forecast. Peaks at 8:40 a.m. and 8:40 p.m.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary Thigpen, and I'm here again today at All of Our Animals Rescue in Macon, Bibb County. I'm joined again with Lisa and Allison. And Lisa, who do we have today?
We have the amazingly regal Fendi. So Fendi's been on before, and she still hasn't been adopted, and we really don't understand why.
She's such a sweet
Y'all,
girl.
she is the perfect dog. We just had our road race last weekend, right? And she would be the perfect exercise friend for you.
Yes.
So she'll exercise with you every day. She's pretty active. She's pretty busy. Allison's had her in the play yard this morning. See, I'm getting a hug. I'm getting a hug. And so I know, and I'm getting a kiss. And so I know she wants me to take her home, but but she's a couple years old. She's full grown. Look, y'all, she will make you an excellent companion for the rest of your life. So.
And she's about how old now?
She's just a couple of years old. I'm getting dog kisses. Yeah. And look how sweet she is. Like, y'all, she's so loving. Hey, Gary. She's so loving. How can you resist this?
How could you resist?
This is her moment. She shines. So we really want to find her.
Yeah, we do.
As soon as possible. She's ready. She's fully vetted and ready to go.
Fully vetted and ready. You heard that. So if someone would like to adopt Fendi, come on, let's do that, folks. How do they do that?
Yes. Please send us a message on Facebook, All About Animals Rescue. Tell her you saw this amazing Fendi on Facebook, and we'll set up a meeting for you.
All right, let's do that today, folks. Let's find her a good home. Thank you so much, Allison and Lisa.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Well, some people like to fly kites on Memorial Day weekend. Others prefer their flying machines in a different form. This is their day. It's National Paper Airplane Day. People have been making them since at least 1909. Some people think they were doing it as much as 2,000 years ago in China, though you got to think that if they were maybe making the paper planes then, that it would be a little bit easier to have beaten the Wright brothers to making a real one. The largest paper airplane was created in Germany in 2013. It had a wingspan of almost 60 feet. Joe Ayub holds the record for the longest distance a paper airplane flew at 226 feet. Even though you think you know how to make an airplane, there are several different ways. Hit the internet, look up a design, throw it at your coworkers if they deserve it. And if they do, it's a good hint you might need to.
All right, I made one. Ready? I'm going to throw it into the camera.
Yeah. Are you?
Okay.
This one is like doing stuff. I'm trying to read.
I know. I'm trying to read them. I'm like, give me the paper.
To make an airplane. I can't do it, so I'm not even going to try.
Make one.
Not bad, Mirando. I have to say,
bad.
but if you hadn't aimed it at the camera, maybe it got more velocity.
Did I have to fly it up or whatever?
Yeah,
the wrong way to
do.
throw it? Yeah. Whatever.
All right. Well, we want to thank you for joining us, everyone, and we hope you have a wonderful Friday night. Will join us at 6 on ABC 16, and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and meet us every day here at 5:30.
Woo! Do it.